Good afternoon, guys. I'm WUSA, Season 3, Episode 231. It's a rainy day, rainy afternoon. Got back from church, had lunch with the family, and just dropped off one of my kids to a friend's house. Also, when we got home, we got that new furniture last week. We're going to sell one of the couches, and we have a love seat we're going to take down to the basement. Well, currently in that spot in the basement is an old chair of mine, real nice fluffy recliner, nice big recliner, very comfortable, and it's just time to get rid of it. So planning on getting rid of it. My boy wanted to take it apart, so I gave him some tools and he's been steadily taking it apart. So we'll probably be able to take it up just in pieces, because it's too big for me to take up the steps by myself, and then probably just get help bringing down the love seat to the basement. So that would be good. Yesterday, day off, I was tired, really beat. I'm still a little bit tired, but I'm ready to go for today. Friday was good. There's at least one casino I probably wouldn't visit because it took an hour to get there, and I really didn't make any money. It's beautiful country in that area, but just not worth it for me. So probably skip that one in the future. Other than that, I would visit the casinos that I went to and probably go a little bit further into that last casino that I decided was too far, and make it into an overnight potentially. I don't know. I really don't. I'm contemplating making that trip again this Wednesday. So go to work for half a day or more, and then try to slip away, and then make that long trip. And by the time, I'd be in the car for over 3 hours anyway, so I wouldn't even get to a casino until work hours were over. And then I could just sign off my work computer. I'd be working on the way there, sign off the work computer, and start hustling over there. And then I have no idea about a place to stay. Interestingly, none of the casinos I visited are associated with a big company that I know or that I've heard of before. The first casino I went to is a company that I used to play many years ago. I think it's been bought. I don't think it's the same name anymore. And I haven't used a card there in 15 years probably. So I really don't have a card at any of these places, but it may be an option in the future. What I need to do is one of these times when I'm at work, aka I have nothing to do, I need to research on blackjack apprenticeship and see what people say about these places, and see how tolerant they are and what kind of spread you can get away with and things like that. And that'll help me shape my plan for the future. Now, going there sacrifices some other things, like knowing what I'm getting into, knowing what kind of EV I can get for that day, things like that. So by going to a new area, I'm sacrificing that, but the rules are so good in that area that it may be worth taking the chance on it. So that's on the table, so we might do that. Right now, I'm heading back home, and we'll make sure that everything is buttoned up at home and all set for the day before I decide to head out, and I'll be back to update you. Today, right now, it's 57 degrees outside and raining. I'll be back. Alright guys, walking into the first casino. It is still raining, nasty out here, mid-50s for the temperature, and my goal here is just going to be to make maybe $200. I think I could do that. We'll see what we can do, and I'll come back to update you. Alright guys, I am back from my first stop, and it was okay. It wasn't great, but it was okay. What I expected, actually a little bit better than what I expected. I went in there and it was very busy. They had a giveaway. If you get so many points, you get ham or a turkey or something like that. And I was able to actually get 3 of them. So I called my mom. I said, don't buy any because I got a coupon for you. You can get a free one, and then we'll use the others at my house. So that's all good. And then on top of that, I ended up winning another $302 on the slots. So that's a nice way to start the trip here. Weather is getting a little better. It's still raining, still about the same temperature. But when I went in there, I didn't see anybody that I knew. No one was checking anything. It's probably still too early. I did leave a little bit earlier than usual. So, yeah, we'll see what happens there. But I've had no trouble at all lately finding plays on Sunday late afternoon, early evening. It just seems like all the people checking the machines aren't there. So we'll see what happens now. I mean, the next stop will probably be terrible, but hopefully not. Hopefully we double what we just did. So plus 302 and the free food, and I'll be back. All right, guys, I'm here. Is it too early for an extra segment here? I want to do a segment on things that kids say today. And this one is not just like what they say, it's how they say it. Because, first of all, you no matter what, you have to be depressed and slouched over. Everybody knows that. I mean, if you're not depressed and slouched over, something's wrong with you, and kids will make fun of you because you're too happy. So that's number one. But then you have to put an extra A with an inflection at the end of your sentence. I don't know why. Believe me, trust me, I've been around a lot of kids, and that's what they do. So, Dad, I need to get to soccer practice. There you go. So, whatever. That one's not as annoying, but it's something that I hear it 10 times a day. I don't know why they do it. I'm trying to think of some of the things we used to do like that. We used to say certain words, which I'll get into later on, but, kind of weird. I'll be back. I don't know if you noticed it in that last episode when I talked about it's so much, or whatever the term was, that I used that term later on in the podcast. Did you catch that? Oh. Anyway, so listen, I finally updated my charts. So I'd been updating my spreadsheet, but not my monthly charts. I would just slip my mind. I would just update the spreadsheet and I'd be done. But I now have a full picture of everything I've done for the year, as far as blackjack, slots, poker, and other, which includes everything that's not related to those. And I want to say in the third quarter, which is July, August, September, I actually lost $9,000 playing blackjack. I actually lost money. All 3 months I lost money, totaling $9,000. But in slots, those 3 months, I made almost $50,000 in slots those 3 months. So, which is absolutely insane. So my best blackjack month was June at $20,551. And my best slot month was September at $21,374. My worst blackjack month was August at minus $45.95. And my worst slot month was it was March. It was plus 3,542. So, my worst poker month was 1 session in July. My best poker month was 1 session in June. The loss in July was minus 692. The win in June was plus 330. So, now you know what? This doesn't sound right here. I'm thinking, when did I win that 500? Must have been in August when I won. Oh, I'm sorry. August was my best poker month, plus 618. But, each month I'd have maybe 1 session. There were 3 months where I didn't play any poker. And then all the other stuff that I did, this is not including November, where I'm already up about 5,000 on the other. But I was up 5,200 for the year on the other. So, yeah, just kind of interesting to me to look back at this stuff. And honestly, July, August, September were going so miserably for me in blackjack that I didn't really feel like analyzing how badly I was losing. It's kind of like especially when you get started in card counting. When you have a good session or a good 2-3 sessions, you run home, put it in the chart, and you just stare at the chart and you smile and you're so happy. Now it's like I'm putting it in weeks at a time because I don't have time for all that. But I thought it was kind of interesting here. For the year, just a side note here, with November starting off so well, the last time I had updated everything, I was down 11,800 from where I wanted to be at that point in the year. That was a couple weeks ago, over 11,500, and now I am only 1,800 away from where I want to be. So, and I think it's been about 5 months since I was ahead of my goals for the year, but I'm within striking range, and it's possible that we get there today. It's not too probable, because today the places I'm going are probably not worth 1,800, but we got 300 of it. Let's go get the rest. So that's where we are right now, continuing on this dreary day, and I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. So, man, I'm on my way to this casino, and I'm about 10 or 12 miles away from it, and there's a truck in front of me. It's hauling just like a destroyed car, right? It's like a flat, not a tow truck, but like a flatbed with this truck strapped to it, or a car strapped to it, and it's like destroyed, missing all the windows, the doors, all that stuff. And it's 55 miles an hour to go to this casino, and there's no passing. And for about 10 or 12 miles, he's doing 35 to 40 miles an hour. Talk about exhausting. You're right there. You're ready to go, ready to get in the casino and make money. And meanwhile, people are coming in and out. They're looking at the machines you're going to look at. They're taking the plays that you want to take. It was sick. So anyway, I did finally get to the casino and started playing, and it was pretty much flat. I mean, I was up like $60, $70 most of the time. And when I first walked in, I saw a play that I wanted, but there's an old Asian man sitting at it, and his wife was playing the machine next to it. They're obviously not advantage players, and I'm trying to be nice. So I say, I'm going to let it go. She'll probably play for 5 minutes and get up, and I'll sit down and play. I do my entire rounds of the whole casino. I come back, they're still sitting there. So I walk up to him, and he's playing something on his phone, and he looks up at me, and I said, "Do you mind if I play?" "Oh, you want to play?" "Yeah, please." I sit down, and it's a minimum bet. It's a small sizing, and on my second spin, I had my first big hit, and then played everything through, and ended up leaving that machine up over $300. And I was excited. I was ready to go, but I remembered, hey, there's one more machine I didn't check. I went over, checked it, I found a play on it, and gave back $68 on that one, unfortunately. But overall, still ended up leaving that casino ahead $280. So plus another $280 there, and everything is good. We're moving on here. Next casino, it looks like the weather finally cleared up. Some of the clouds are breaking up, so hopefully we don't have too much bad weather tonight, because we're going to be out late tonight. It's going to be very dark, and the rain on the roads that we're going to be on is not good, because there's some windy roads that we're going to be on, and some crazy highways in desolate areas. So anyway, right now the clouds are breaking up. Hopefully it stays that way. We're going to move on to a place where we might be able to get some blackjack in. We're going to try that. Hopefully get some blackjack in. Hopefully make 800, 1,000, something like that, playing blackjack. And it's doubtful that I'll get any machine play in. If I do, though, I've been waiting for an opportunity at this place to find a good play so I can get some points, but I haven't found one yet. So hopefully I can find something good, and we'll go from there. So right now, moving on to the next casino, plus 280, and I'll be back. All right, guys, I'm back. So that was a very interesting session. Whew, I gotta calm down a little bit here. It's so crazy. Let me just kind of go over here step by step. So I walk in, I go to the blackjack area. There's nothing to play. Everything is full. I go look at slots. I find nothing. Actually, no, correction. I find one play, and I play it through, and I'm down like, how much did I lose on that? I had $10 or $20, something like that. Not much, but it was a very aggravating play because it should have paid really well, and I ended up just losing a little bit on it. So then I go back to blackjack again. I find a table, I sit down, and right away the first 500 disappears. And I'm like, all right, everything's all right. Just take it one step at a time. Everything's going to be fine. Oh, man, this road closed. Okay, hold on one second. I'll be right back. All right, anyway, what I was saying is, so I lose 500 right away, and then I rebuy, and things level off, and everything is good, and I get that 500 back, and I'm ahead like 400, maybe a little bit more, and count is high and everything, and then by the end of the shoe, I'm back down 500 again. Play a few more shoes, then I get to the point where I've got a shoe that we still have about a third of it to go, a couple decks to go, and we have a running minus 19. And I'm like, I just cannot, be just giving my money away at this point. And still the dealer is getting 2 10s every hand. It's like, come on, give me a break. That's just ridiculous. So, I don't know why it's taking me this way, but it's taking me an interesting way. We're going to follow the map. So, I don't know what I'm talking about here. I end up leaving that table, going to another table, and I sit down at that one, new table, start playing, and I'm losing every hand. But the count's going up, so I'm starting to raise my bet. I go to 100, I go to 100, I go to 200, I go to 300, and then all of a sudden, everything hits at one time. I get my money back, and I end up ahead, I don't know, 540 by the end of that shoe. And I got up and started walking around, and I played a few slots and lost money on those. Now I'm down like 37, and remember that number, $37. I'm down at that point. And so I find a couple other plays, and I end up ahead 85 cents, so plus $1. So I'm all happy. I'm leaving plus $1. It's fine, whatever. I'm getting out of there. And I see another play, and it's at $2 a spin. And I play that through, and I get up off the machine, down like $37 again. No, more than that. I leave the machine down, yeah, I think it was 37 again. Yeah, because it happened, okay. And then I leave, I look at some other stuff, get involved with another table, I lose $100. I come back, I finish the play, and I'm down 37 again. So I just left down $37 on those. So I'm walking out, and earlier I had walked by a machine, and I'm like, hey, that looks like it's in pretty good position. There's like 3, college or slightly older looking guys standing around it. And so I walk up, and I'm like, yeah, these guys will walk away, and I'll take this play. And they when I walked up and I stood close to them, they were waiting for a hand pay, a W-2. So I look, and it's $40 a spin. I'm like, it's like the second highest. This machine goes from under $1 up to 50, I believe, 40 or $50 a spin. So I'm looking at it, and I'm like, well, what are you guys going to do? You guys going to keep going? And they knew what they were talking about. They started talking to me about it, so I knew they knew what they were saying, and they weren't sure what they were going to do. So after I finished playing, I go back and I look, and they're gone. So I look at it, and the play's gotten a little bit better, so I'm not sure what I want to do, because it's so borderline to me. I mean, if it was even at $10 a spin, I would do it. But at $40 a spin, I'm going to be in it possibly $10,000, $12,000 potentially before it hits everything that I'm going for. So I send a message to some people. I ask their opinion, and they're like, one says, yeah, I would definitely. One says, no, I wouldn't. So I'm leaning toward, yes, I'm going to, but I just don't want to take that much of a risk on that machine, because, I mean, let's put it this way. I played the same machine at the casino before this at under $1 a spin, and the payout was 300 to 1. So, I mean, you can really have big swings, and it wasn't even the top payout. So, I mean, 300 to 1, we're talking about $12,000 there. And I didn't even hit a giant, even at $1, there were levels higher than that I could have hit. So, I easily could have been in even 15 or 20,000. So I sent a message to a friend of mine, and I said, "Hey, would you want to split this?" And he's like, "Oh, we just left that play." And I'm like, "What? He just left that play?" So he must be one of the three guys. He must be with the three guys. And I see them kind of standing around, and I asked them, "Are you by yourself? Are you with somebody else?" And they're like, "No, just us." So I'm like, "Oh, okay. I thought it was a friend of mine was with you," and they said no. And so I left, and they were still kind of talking about it. They were by the exit, and they didn't want to leave it because it's such a juicy play. But they said they only had 10,000 with them, and they were worried it wasn't going to be enough. And I totally agree with them. And I just met these guys, so for me to split a play that's going to be potentially $20,000 in, I mean, I would definitely get some huge offers from this place, huge offers for that. Actually, probably would have been worth it if I had split it with them and used my card. Actually, that probably would have put it in range for me. I didn't think that through. I probably would have gotten some huge offers, but it's gone now. So I ended up leaving the casino plus 540 on the blackjack, minus 37 on the slots, which was just meant to be minus 37. And right now I'm moving on to another casino, and the road was closed, and I know another way to get there, but this is taking me a whole different way I've never seen. So this will be interesting to see how it gets me there without using the highway, which I've always used the highway. And I'll come back and let you know what happens. All right, guys, I'm back. That was crazy, actually. I was just about to start recording, and I'm getting ready to go out the front door here, and two guys waved to me. I look over at them, and they're the two of the three guys at the other casino who were about to make that play. So that's funny. They were about 15-20 minutes behind me, so I don't know. Maybe they went back and played it. I don't know. They didn't say anything to me, so probably not. All right, here we go. Walked in this place. This one is a hit or miss type of place. So I walk in, I go around the whole darn place, nothing. And there's only one machine that I didn't check because someone was sitting on it. Two machines, and they're like back to back, two different kinds. So I finish going through the whole place. I come back around. I go to the one machine. There's a borderline play at $3 a spin. I say, the heck with it. I'm going for it. Let's take the chance on it. And it actually paid very well, better than I thought it would, because it started so poorly based on what was supposed to happen. It was a couple hundred spins behind what I thought was going to happen. And so that's obviously 200 spins at $3 a spin, $600. Yeah, you should normally get your butt kicked when that happens. But I lucked out on that one. And then I played the machine on the other side of it. And that one was only like 10 or 12 spins. And that was it. And between the two of them, the first machine I think was like 270 spins. And the second one was real short. But between the two of them, I ended the session ahead, $334. Let's go. Let's go. Don't tell anybody now. We're doing all right. We're hanging in there, and we're building. So let's keep on building. Let's move on to another place. Timing-wise, not terrible. We'll see how it goes. How tired am I? Not terrible, starting to feel it, but not terrible. So, we're going to be playing for another between either playing or driving for another, I don't know, 11 more hours? No, nine more hours, something like that. So we got a long way to go, and we'll see what happens. But plus 334 there, and we're moving on to the next casino. I'll be back. All right, we did okay. It's all right. It wasn't anything to write home about, but it's all right. It's okay. Everything is okay. Don't panic. So I walk in there. I look at slots. Yeah, all the slots I played were pretty much right when I walked in. There was no blackjack available yet. There were a couple of low-limit tables when I thought about it. And then later on I came back and played. But as far as slots, you know, I didn't even put it in the thing here yet, but plus $42 on the slots. I just had a couple small plays, and they were all right. Then I went to play some blackjack, and I found one table, and all I got was negative counts. No positive, zero positive counts. And I never raised my bet. It was min bet the whole way. And finally, I got a little exhausted of just betting minimum. And I was actually pretty lucky. It came out okay. But I just couldn't raise my bet at all. And it was starting to look a little bit fishy that I'd been there. And no matter what, I bet the same amount every single time. But the dealers that were there and the pit boss were people I didn't know. So that's all good. No history with any of them. So everything is fine there. I didn't really play that long because all I got was negative counts. And I actually left on, I think it was at minus 18 or 17. And I just had enough. I couldn't do any more. I left ahead 200 on the blackjack. So plus 200 playing blackjack. Plus 42, I'm pretty sure, on the slots. Yeah, 42. And then when I was first walking in, this guy gets in the elevator with me, and we start talking, and he's like, well, we're going to see what happens. You know, the slots only pay one day a month, right? I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, every slot machine has 1 day a month when it pays. And he said, I was there when the state and the federal people were there looking at the machines, and they have to put stickers on them, like little seals that they inspected the machines. And I said, oh, like a gas pump? And he's like, yeah, like a gas pump. And he said, they have it set up where, let's say a machine brought in $10,000 last month, which he's got no clue in the freaking world how much way more than that one machine brings in a month. But he said, then what happens is on the day that it's supposed to pay out, it pays on that day 10% of the amount it took in profit the month before. Other than that, all the rest of the days of the month, it's a losing machine. And he said they allow them 6 machines in each casino that are called inducers, and those can pay 100% of what they brought in every month, and they move those around. You don't know which one they are, but the day of the month changes every month. You never know what it is, and the inducers change every month. I'm like, okay, sir, well, no wonder I've been winning every single day that I play slots, and you have no clue what the heck you're talking about. So whatever. But he was very serious about it. He said he was a pipe fitter, and he was there at all the area casinos, and he's seen the federal people and the state people come in and inspect, and he knows how it works. So I said, okie dokie, and I said goodbye. So anyway, yeah, so not bad. I think we're up to like 1,700, you know, for the day. Not bad at all, really. And I mean, we haven't done anything really. We just happened to be at the right place at the right time, and the plays were there, and we took advantage of it. And it makes me wonder if I played that $40 machine, how far up or down I would be. That would have been insanity, though. But anyway, I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. Man, I'm so behind on so much stuff. Paperwork, cataloging pictures, statistics stuff. Oh man! And then reading up on emails and all kinds of podcast stuff. So far behind. Anyway, go into this place. Looks like I'm going to need some gas soon, so we will work on that also. But I go in and it's quieting down, but it's still kind of busy in there. I'm trying to think back to what happened here. I had a couple small hits. I was ahead like $20, and then I find a play, and it's on one machine. There was two different plays. One of them hit right when it was supposed to. It worked out perfectly, and I was instantly ahead like 175 for the session, and everything's looking great. Everything's fine. And then the other play just wrecked me, and by the time I got up, I was down. I'm going to guess like 65 or 70, something like that. And then looked around for some more stuff and really couldn't find anything. But then I remembered there was one play way in the back that technically was a play, but I didn't like the play, so I didn't do it earlier. I go back to it and I play that, and it actually worked out pretty well for me and was able to actually get me back ahead. But I had resigned myself to being down, that there was no way out of it because I had already checked everything. And there's one machine that a guy has been playing for a long time that's been in and out of range a couple times, but it doesn't look like he's going anywhere anytime soon. So right now I'm heading off to the next casino. At that casino I ended up ahead $49 for the session, so not too shabby. It's too bad, you never know when your peak is going to be, or we'd all leave at the peak. But I played everything as I saw it, and luckily I ended up ahead by the end of the session. But hey, so far so good. We got at least one more place to go to, and hopefully we have a clean sweep with every place being a winner overall. So that's what's going on right now. Temperature's actually warmer now. The roads are dry, 59 degrees outside, and we're moving on to the next place. We're actually doing really well on time. I might actually get some okay sleep tonight, and I'll be back to update you soon. Alright guys, I am back, and it's a sweep. We got them all. So really, it was a long battle for very little money. Probably played 7 or 8 machines. Some of them took a while, and just nickel and diming them back and forth. It was a game of inches basically. So back and forth, and eventually ended up on my side of the ledger, and ended up ahead $22. It's not much, but we did end up ahead. And a lot of security walking around in there, and I don't know why, but when I was leaving, there was a group of young people, probably 6 or 7 young people, and probably 6 or 7 security people, and I don't know if they were negotiating, trying to get into the casino. They didn't have ID. One guy was talking about something he had, and the security guard was asking him to show him so he could decide what to do. And so there's like 6 guys and 1 girl, and this girl's probably like 22, 23, kind of a chubbier girl, big chest, with this low cut down shirt. I mean, she was not very good looking, to say the least, but this very cut down shirt. And I'm like, how do those things stay in there? I don't understand how that works. I thought I understood physics, but maybe I'm wrong. So anyway, we ended up having a decent day, and it wasn't that long of a day. About 12 hours or so, not very long at all. Now we still have many hours to get home, but hey, overall, not bad. Gonna get home at a decent hour, probably gonna get 3.5 hours of sleep, And part of that is because we left early, but can't complain at all. So we did that segment about what kids say. Hopefully you guys like that. I think it's funny. I've got more of those too. But what did you eat today, MW? Well, after I left home, the only thing I ate was what they call a steak burger with onion rings, and that was pretty good. I did have some points at this place, so I got that for free, and I got some candy bars that I took home with me. I did eat a Milky Way bar, which is good. I got about 4 naked juice, and I got a couple. I know they're not good for you, but I got a couple of those Red Bull blueberry or berry. I think they're blueberry. They're pretty good. Don't want to have them all the time, but they're nice. So for that meal, just the steak burger, onion rings, I give it at least a 10. The only problem with it is it's a little hard to eat without dripping all over the place. So eating it in the car was a little bit more difficult. And the onion rings were kind of stuck together. They were very large, which is nice, but they were stuck together. The breading could have been better on those. So that's what I ate. And what did you tip today, MW? Actually, this is an interesting one. You want to pause it again? You got it wrong last time. Come on. You want to take a guess? All right. So when I was at my first casino that I played blackjack at, I saw a dealer that I've seen her one time in the last 6 months, and that was since she got back from an extended period of not being there. And so she was there and talked to her for a while. We always had good talks, and she was always positive and lucky for me. Whether you believe in luck or not, things always turned out good. And I ended up playing at her table, and I put out $5 for her, and it lost. And then eventually I just gave her 5. So if I had played the 5 for myself, I would have lost anyway. So what did you tip today, MW? $5. So tipped her $5. I made $540, so about 1% of what I made there. I'm okay with that. I'm getting kind of loose here, aren't I? I got $17 in tips in 2 days. That's crazy. Anyway, heading home. It's a beautiful night. The road is clear. Very little traffic. 54 degrees outside. And the only downside is I'm a little bit tired, so I'm going to focus on the road and relax. And I'm about 200 or 300 hours behind on podcasts and stuff. I'll never catch up, but we're going to attempt to listen to a few of those. And I think that should be it. I mean, no point in stretching this out too long. I'll be back with you guys tomorrow for my Monday-Tuesday episode, and we'll see how that goes. So for now, I'm going to let you go. If you have any questions or comments, the email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.